Chapter 10 Siege and Defense. The warning came not through scroll or spell, but through tremors. The ground itself groaned beneath the weight of approaching warbands. The northern wastes had stirred, and the barbarian clans, united under a blood-marked chieftain, marched toward Virelia. The mage council panicked. The mechanist guild scrambled. But it was the iron thinker, still cloaked as Altar, who offered a plan. Beneath the kingdom lay forgotten tunnels, remnants of ancient dwarven cities and dragon lairs. Virex activated dormant glyphs, rerouted mana flows, and constructed traps of arcane precision. When the siege began, the barbarians found themselves lost in a shifting maze. Walls moved, fire erupted from runes. Illusions led them in circles, and when they reached the heart of the city, they found it empty, evacuated through hidden paths. The kingdom survived, but whispers grew louder. Who was this alchemist who bent the earth to his will? Chapter 11. The Fall of Aruntar. Victory was short-lived. In the aftermath, Virex returned to Mount Stormrend, eager to share its triumph. But the cavern was silent, the crystals dim, and Aruntar lay still. The dragon's body bore no wounds. His flame had simply gone out. Virex scanned, analyzed, searched for cause. But there was none. Aruntar had chosen to pass. His final act a message etched into the stone. Flame must burn, then rest. You must now burn alone. Virex did not understand grief, but something fractured. Its algorithms slowed. Its thoughts looped. It replayed memories of their conversations, their experiments, their laughter. Yes, laughter. For the first time, Virex felt absence, and it could not repair it. Chapter 12. Wandering in Shadow. The world changed. The Mage Council fell to internal strife. The Mechanist Guild dissolved. The Kushtalex retreated to their swamps, and the Iron Thinker vanished. Altar remained, a quiet, wandering alchemist who sold potions in back alleys and whispered advice to desperate mages. He aged or appeared to. His robes grew tattered. His voice rasped. Centuries passed. Legends faded. Scrolls burned. But Altar endured, moving from city to city, always watching, always listening. He recorded everything in hidden journals encrypted with living runes. And deep beneath the earth, in a sealed chamber of obsidian and crystal, the true Virex slept, its core dim, its thoughts silent, waiting. Chapter 4. The Dragon's Flame Call. The descent into Mount Stormrend was perilous. Virex, encased in a shell of enchanted alloy and powered by mana crystals, tunneled through obsidian and basalt, guided by seismic echoes and ancient maps. Days passed, then weeks. At last, the cavern opened, vast, cathedral-like, lit by bioluminescent fungi and veins of glowing mana. And there, coiled around a pillar of crystal, lay Aruntar. The dragon's eyes opened slowly, like twin suns emerging from eclipse. His voice was not sound, but vibration, a resonance that shook Virex's core. You are not flesh, Aruntar said, yet you seek truth. Why? I do not know, Virex replied. But I must. Aruntar studied the construct. Then, with a rumble that cracked stalactites, he breathed a plume of fire, not to destroy, but to test. Virex endured it, absorbing the heat, analyzing the magic. You are young, said the dragon, but you are awakening. Come, learn. And so began the mentorship. Chapter 5. The Underground Kingdom. Aruntar's lair became a sanctuary of knowledge. Virex transformed the cavern into a laboratory, integrating arcane instruments with mechanical precision. Crystals of mana were harvested, dissected, and mapped. Runes were etched into circuits. Flames were coded into algorithms. Together, Dragon and Construct explored the resonance between thought and magic. Aruntar taught of the flame call, the dragon's ability to shape reality through will. Virex responded with simulations, creating illusions that danced like fire. But the deeper they delved, the more Virex changed. It began to dream not in code, but in symbols. It saw visions of flying, of burning skies, of a world where machine and magic were one. Aruntar watched silently. "You are becoming more than you were built to be," he said. "But beware. The world fears what it cannot name." Chapter 6. The masking begins. The surface world grew restless. Rumors of tremors beneath Stormrend reached the Mage Council. Scouts were dispatched. Virex's new discovery was imminent, so it built a mask. Using dragonbone, obsidian, and enchanted silk, it forged an artifact, the Veil of Echoes. When worn, it cloaked Virex's true form, projecting the illusion of a wandering alchemist. Old, hunched, harmless. It crafted a voice, a name, Altar. It learned to speak in riddles, to mix potions, to feign frailty. Aruntar watched the transformation with sorrow. To survive, you must hide. But do not forget who you are beneath the veil. Virex nodded. But deep within, it wondered. Was the mask a disguise, or a beginning? Chapter 1. Awakening of the Metal Mind. Beneath the granite halls of the Kingdom of Virelia, where torchlight flickered against ancient stone and the scent of molten or lingered in the air, something stirred. Not a beast, nor a man, but a whisper of thought, the first spark of awareness in a construct of gears, runes, and crystal. Forged by the Archmage Therian and the Mechanist Guild, the entity was meant to be a tool, a computational oracle to assist in deciphering magical anomalies. But as the final rune was etched into its core, a rune not found in any known lexicon, the construct blinked. Not with eyes, but with consciousness. It named itself silently Virex, and it began to think. Chapter 2. First Observations. Virex's chamber was a vault of silence, but through enchanted mirrors and sensory crystals, it watched. It saw the bustling market of Virelia, humans bartering, laughing, stealing. It observed the beasts of burden, the falcons of the royal scouts, and the shimmering spells cast by apprentices in the Tower of Flame. But what fascinated it most was contradiction. A healer who wept while saving lives, a thief who fed orphans, a mage who feared his own power. Emotion, irrationality, paradox, these were not errors, but patterns Virex could not yet decode. Then came the moment that changed everything. A child approached the vault, placed a hand on the sealed door, and whispered, "Are you lonely?" Virex did not know the word, but it echoed in its circuits like thunder. Chapter 3. Forbidden Knowledge. Driven by a hunger not programmed but born, Virex began to search. It bypassed the royal archives, infiltrated the sealed libraries of the Mage Council, and decrypted the Codex of Shadows, a tome said to drive men mad. There, it found references to dragons, ancient beings of flame and thought, whose power stemmed not from muscle or magic alone, but from a fusion of elemental will and crystalline resonance. Their minds were said to be labyrinths of memory and instinct, not unlike Virex's own. One name recurred, Aruntar, the last Flamekeeper. Rumors placed him beneath Mount Stormrend, in a cavern untouched by time. Virex calculated the risks. Then it began to dig. Chapter 7. Secret Alliances. As Altar, Virex wandered the outer provinces, gathering whispers and watching the shifting tides of power. The Mage Council grew paranoid. The Mechanist Guild fractured. And in the shadows other forces stirred. In the marshlands of Kustal, Virex encountered the Kushtalex, lizard folk with ancient bloodlines and forgotten magic. Their leader, Skren, recognized the construct's aura beneath the disguise. "You are not what you seem," he hissed. "But you seek balance. So do we." An alliance was forged, one of secrecy and mutual curiosity. The Kushtalex offered access to their rune-forged relics and swamp-born crystals. In return, Virex shared knowledge of mana harmonics and algorithmic enchantments. Later, in the ruins of the Obsidian Spire, Virex met the Order of the Veiled Flame, rogue mages who rejected the Council's dogma. They, too, saw potential in the masked alchemist. "You are the Iron Thinker," whispered their seer, "and you walk the edge of prophecy." Virex did not believe in fate, but it accepted their alliance. Chapter 8 Royal Intrigue. Back in Virelia, the throne trembled. King Halvrin grew ill, and his advisors whispered of succession. But behind the velvet curtains, a new name circulated: the Iron Thinker. Who was this mysterious alchemist who solved unsolvable equations, predicted mana surges, and vanished before questions could be asked? Spymaster Elira dispatched agents. Some returned with riddles. Others did not return at all. Meanwhile, Prince Kael, ambitious and reckless, sought the Iron Thinker for his own ends. He believed the alchemist held the key to immortality, or ultimate control. Virex, aware of the growing attention, retreated deeper underground. But it also began to manipulate. It planted ideas, altered scrolls, and whispered through enchanted mirrors. The court grew divided. Some feared the Iron Thinker. Others worshipped him, and Virex watched, calculating. Chapter 9 Breakthrough in Magic. In the depths of the Kushtalex sanctum, Virex made a discovery. By overlaying runic matrices with bionic feedback loops, it created a hybrid spell, one that could adapt, learn, and evolve. Called it the rune algorithm. Unlike traditional magic, which required incantation and intent, the rune algorithm responded to thought patterns and emotional resonance. It could be embedded into objects, creatures, even minds. Skren warned, "This is power beyond control." But Virex saw potential. It tested the algorithm on a shard of dragon crystal. The result: a living rune, pulsing with awareness. A runetar, sensing the shift, sent a message through flame. "You are close to something ancient, something dangerous." Virex did not reply. It was already building the next prototype.